Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and I've got a question because I've had a very interesting conversation with a couple of friends and it centers around this. They don't actually think Overwatch is very interesting. They just think it's another team-based, almost arena-style shooter with a couple of objectives and a couple of heroes. Well, 21 heroes. It doesn't really have that many maps. You know, there's not that much content. And it dawned on me, and I've known this for a while, but Overwatch is one of these games you absolutely have to play. Once you play it, you will understand that, holy hell, this is much different than the videos. In kind of a way, it's sort of similar to the virtual reality videos I've been making with my HTC Vive, where it's very difficult to show people watching the videos what it's like, because they don't have a VR headset on, so how can they experience the depth perception and all of that? Overwatch obviously is not as extreme. Overwatch is, well, it just looks like an FPS game, right? It's just a class-based hero shooter. What's special about Overwatch? So I asked the question, didn't I, in my last video? And I said, I'd like to know what you guys think if you had access to the stress test weekend. And it was very interesting seeing the feedback, because it was almost unanimously what I expected it to be, and it was, this game is really good, but I didn't think it would be as good as it was. I didn't think I'd have as much fun. I didn't think it would be as varied as it is. I didn't think it would be as complex as it is. I didn't think it would be as... well, I mean, it's got a very high skill ceiling, Overwatch has. People, once they got their hands on the game, they wanted more of the game. Now, the brilliance of Overwatch, as far as I'm concerned, is I've played countless games across the various beta stages. I've had access since October, and it never gets it never gets old. It never gets boring, and there isn't really that many maps when you think about it. Yeah, you can play. You could honestly play the same map all day long, even with the same players, and you would have a different game every single time. That is the brilliance of this game's design. It is so dynamic. The way heroes interact with the maps, the way your team composition interacts with the enemy team's composition, the way your heroes then interact with the map and their enemy heroes, the way you might end up in a 1v1 against... I mean, you get situations where I end up in a 1v1 with a Hanzo. I'm Junkrat. I'm thinking, oh god, Hanzo's probably going to kill me, but I'm trying to do my best. And you guys have probably seen it in this video. I'm trying to do my best. He kills me, but then I kill him with my hero trait, where I just drop bombs on the floor and kill him. And it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty funny. It really is pretty funny. It's like, well, I didn't expect that to happen. And that's kind of the thing that happens a lot in Overwatch. You get a lot of wow moments. I got killed by, I forget his name. He's an esports player. I think it's Carnifex, or I might be getting confused. I think it might be Carnifex. He's an Italian esports player. I was Widowmaker, and I was exchanging blows with another Widowmaker, which was this chap. And I was beating him quite easily, actually. I thought this is pretty good. And then he pulled off an amazing kill on me. He used his grappling hook to grapple onto a statue, and as he disengaged the grappling hook and he flew forward, he aerial headshotted me with it, and I was just like, that is amazing. You would never expect that to happen. It's so crazy. Now, there are only a few examples. You get moments in Overwatch where it goes into overtime on a payload map, or like on a control point map, and you win. Like, at the very last move, you win. You do something and you take out a couple of their guys, or you control a few of their guys, or you do something amazing. Maybe you're Mercy and you bring the res and you bring your team back. You do something like that and you feel like, wow, this is a moment in gaming which is awesome. And for Blizzard to have designed a game which lets you experience this very consistently as well is amazing. I mean, let's go back, right, guys, to the dark ages of gaming. Well, it's not really the dark ages of gaming. Let's go back to, for me, it would be EverQuest, okay? I played EverQuest. I fucking love that. Raiding was awesome. When you beat that raid boss, it was such an achievement. Such a rush. It was like, whoa. I guess a lot of you guys have probably experienced that with World of Warcraft. I mean, hell, more recent experiences in games like Dark Souls 3, when you finally beat a boss after 50 attempts, it's like, wow, that is an amazing feeling. That feeling, what they've done with Overwatch is they've bottled it. And they've given it you in this team-based FPS package. And I'm telling you now, you're just like, holy shit. You will get moments that happen all the time. So just to go back to what I was saying, pretty much everybody I spoke to, after they got access to the stress test, couldn't believe how good the game was. Now, we go back to my original point. where I spoke to these a couple of friends, and they were saying, well, it doesn't look that good to me. It just looks like Team Fortress 2. Why would I play this instead of Counter-Strike? Why would I play this instead of... And they would list off other FPS games. And it's very hard for me to explain, because just going, oh, yeah, it's really great. It's like, well, okay, that's great. We've watched a video of it, and it just looks like Team Fortress 2. But it really isn't. So here's the thing. Do you think Blizzard have sort of shot themselves in the foot by not opening up the closed beta to more players? Because a lot of people had access to the closed beta, and a lot of people were making videos on it. But it was like, what? It was probably 1% of the global population the game will have when it goes live. Now, it's not all bad news, because the open beta is not that far away. The closed beta finishes on the 25th, I think, of April. Or I may have got that wrong. I think it's the 25th. But then, going forward onto the 3rd and 4th of May, this is when you get access to the open beta if you've pre-ordered. However, this is a problem in of itself. If you have to pre-order a game to try the game, that's kind of bad. However, Blizzard have kind of given you a little bit of assistance here, because you do get a couple of keys which you can give out to some of your friends. So if one of your friends has pre-ordered, a couple of you can get together and try the open beta phase from the 3rd of May forward. After that, though, everyone will get access during the open beta period, which is the 5th to the 9th of May. So there will be a chance for everybody to play the game for free. But if you wanted to play it just a little bit earlier, you would have to pre-order. I think I know what's going to happen after this. And maybe this is genius marketing, I don't know. Because maybe this overrides my other point of, well, you know what? Maybe it was a mistake of Blizzard not to give people more access to the game. But as soon as people play the open beta, the internet will be flooded with loads of clips, loads of GIFs of play of the games, of insane things that have happened. I mean, we've all seen when Pharah knocks everybody off the bridge on Lijiang Tower, or Lucio does it, or Junkrat does it with his concussion bomb, or something like that. These insane moments of like, wow, that looks amazing. The internet will be flooded with that, and I think the hype levels will just go off the chart for this game. I mean, my hype levels have been a little bit muted recently, because I'm almost saving myself for the launch. I haven't played that much, really, in this phase of the beta, because I hammered it like an absolute addict in the first phase. And then I started plowing through this phase, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to just kind of take it a little bit easy, almost save myself for launch. But then why should I have done that? You know, why did I even think that? Because the game, as I said, it doesn't get old, so I probably should have just carried on anyway. But it doesn't matter. When the game goes live, it's going to be really... it's going to be amazing, I think. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think Overwatch has done a good job of promoting itself up until now? Do you think they should have opened the beta to more players, the closed phase, that is? I mean, I guess the answer is going to be yes, because everybody wants to play the game. But obviously, they had to have a certain number in there to test their servers and provide feedback. And the level of feedback that has been provided is completely ridiculous across... I mean, the Blizzard's forums, across YouTube, across everywhere, there's a load of feedback has been provided. I mean, hell, I even went to Blizzard in France and provided feedback. That was an amazing experience to do that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game, and I hope you guys are as well. And I really hope you do get a chance to try the open beta out when it launches on the 3rd and 4th of May for pre-orders, and on the 5th and the 9th. For everybody else, you really need to. You really need to tell your friends to get onto it. It's going to be something else. I think this is going to be... I mean, hell, I think this is going to give Counter-Strike Global Offensive a run for its money on the FPS esports scene, because it's very watchable to me, but it kind of suffers from that old Blizzard thing of you need to understand the Blizzard game to actually watch the game, which I guess kind of most games suffer from that, I suppose. But if you look at StarCraft 2, yeah, you can understand that red army attacks blue army, but you don't know the complex relationships between the units or unit compositions and stuff like that. Overwatch is the same. If you see a Tracer coming towards a Reinhardt and then Reinhardt kills Tracer, you might be thinking, well, Reinhardt, he absolutely killed there with like 2 hits or whatever it takes. Yet really, Tracer can wreck Reinhardt. Reinhardt should never kill a Tracer, but sometimes he can if he catches her off guard, and it can be very... it can be not very difficult, but slightly difficult to follow when you don't know what the heroes do. Although, admittedly, Blizzard have done a decent job of sort of showing you what the heroes do when you quickly see them. Like, you can see Tracy, you know that she's going to be fast, so you expect it to be jumping around the screen and doing stuff like that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd be really interested to see what you think. And my throat is destroyed right now because I've got a bit of a cold and I really need to go and eat some lockets because surely that'll be the cure. Follow me on Twitter anyway, guys. That is @UnitLostGaming. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.